Would you make of your team battling back there?
Well, they show a lot of fight. Just didn't have enough with, the free bases that we gave them were pretty expensive. I think the Jackson kid, he's difference maker swing right there with, 2-strike pitch in the left center field gap. Those are tremendous at-bat by their best player. And so I tip my hat to him. But, the fight that the team showed, they compete until the end.
Maddox set a new freshman record today with his 7th home run. What can you say about the season he's having?
Really good. Our freshmen, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I really like our freshman class. They're really good players.
You're 3 back with 6 to play. Just how do you feel about the way you're positioned in this race? I don't know, are you even thinking kind of big picture at all?
I'm not thinking about that right now. We're disappointed in how the game finished.
The sweep eludes you guys here. Is this getting at all frustrating at this point to get up 2-0 in a series and then lose the third?
Yeah, extremely frustrating, Yeah.
I feel like you saw the attitude you wanted to see from your guys when you got to the park today. Saw the fight. You mentioned the fight late. Did you feel like you saw that fight right from the start?
I won't comment on it.
What did Sider do today to give you guys a chance down the line?
I don't think Kevin had his best game at all. They got to him pretty good. I think they had 7 hits through 4 innings. Through 4 innings, they had 7 hits, and it was a little bit loose. I felt like he had a good fastball early in the game. I didn't feel like his breaking ball was as sharp as it normally has been. And that's probably why they were able to get to him a couple of times with 2 strikes.
You think about leaving Featherston out there for the 8th instead of bringing in Mercado for the final two innings?
Not necessarily. Ryan threw, they kind of changed roles from yesterday. One threw a little bit more than the other yesterday. And so he had an inning in him. That's what he had. And so, no, he was very effective in that inning. And Ryan pitched very, very well today. It was good to see.
Pinch hitters this weekend have had a lot of success. What does that say about the depth that your team has?
Well, I think it says something about their readiness to come off the bench and be productive too. There's good players. We know we got a lot of good players, but it's a really hard thing to do is to pinch hit and come in late in the game and be ready to go. And so for those guys to be ready to go, it's a credit to those guys, and the pinch hitting was very good this weekend.
Particularly a guy like Bennett. His role has changed a little bit right now compared to maybe a few weeks ago. Particularly for him, shows some maturity to come through in that spot.
Yeah, he had a huge at-bat for us, 3-run home run on a pinch hit. He's a leader. He's a guy that we need down the stretch, and we need to, hopefully that gets him going and gets him going in the right direction. It'd be great.
Our first look at Cooney over at third base, we've seen him as a defensive replacement at second a lot, but first time I've seen him at third. How do you feel about his versatility on that whole infield?
Cooney's a really good player. I think a while ago one of the media was asking me about Cooney setting a freshman record for home runs and stuff, and he's just really good. Him and Maloney are really, really good infielders, and he's flexible to play anywhere in the infield.
You see him in that role going forward, playing more third?
Yeah, all these kids can play all over the place, so yes.
Looking at this weekend as a whole, just what are your takeaways kind of heading into the last stretch of Pac-12 play before the tournament?
Haven't thought about the tournament. We're trying to win the league. We're disappointed in the fact that we weren't able to sweep the team that came in here in first place, and we win a series and we're disappointed. So, the standard's high, obviously, when you win a series and your guys are really disappointed. And so I'm glad that that's the standard here. But at the same point in time, I haven't thought in advance about much yet.